It's now or never. Hello, hello. Hello, Falcon. How are you? How is the volume? Good to hear. Good to hear. I was hoping maybe it was just your phone earlier, so we are good to go. How's the night's been going over there for you? I do have the door cracked, so there'll be a little background noise going on here. And you said the sound is okay? 5 minutes. No one has showed up but Falcon. I'm not so sure that it streams out as good as on the webcam computer as it does the cell phone, but I'm going to give it a try here and see what goes on. At least the wording in the background is in the correct manner now. We are not ready to leave this 3-day weekend, that is for sure. Back to it tomorrow for 11 days straight. Yeah, I think the camera color on the webcam is so much better and vivid alive. So maybe it'll work out and we can keep this going while we're inside the house, anyhow. Only problem is now I got my phone handy, so now I'll be looking away more often besides the TV.
Hey guys, happy Memorial Day. Where is the money going, y'all? I cannot believe it's already like midway through the year. Woo. So, as far as us, and we've been at Adventure this weekend, it was postponed again.
How's the progression of things there with you, Falcon?
Since
Hopefully they're getting better.
we haven't got it coming. Let's talk. We have decided that we are going to
Welcome in, guys. Hello, Doctor Who. What format is that? I'm just on the webcam now instead of the cell phone. Always trying to improve one thing or another. How's it looking on your side? Hit that thumbs up. Oh, so what does that do? Make you have to turn your phone sideways now? I think I can change it around, but I haven't really looked too much. But that's better, right? Do you get a better picture? No, I'm just actually using the computer tonight instead of the camera on the cell phone. I figured, well, I got a webcam, so why not use it? But I think I can revert that to vertical. If that's better, probably because I did see the. I did see a thing that said vertical or horizontal somewhere. I'm not sure where it's at though. But I will figure it out maybe for the next time around. Depends on when I get done tomorrow evening. 4 days, and I know they're going to want us to work 10-hour days. So, but I got, hello, Annie, how are you? We are doing a little different here today and trying out the indoor camera. So, people say it looks a little different. Man, sometimes I wish I could do that. Plenty of them out there, but nothing that I want to do. So I'll just hang out at mine for a little while longer. Pretty good, it gets kind of bad that every morning I get on there and I've got a little something to rant about. So many different aspects and things that make my job so crappy. But I find that when there's no people around, my job is perfect. It tells me how to. Hmm. Hello, 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 doctor. Hello. Yeah, and that's the truth. If it wasn't for people, I'd probably have the best job in the world. Well, I won't say for all people, but if it wasn't for the not so good people out there, things would definitely be a whole lot better. I don't think I can get into the right format here to change this while I'm actually running. Nope. Once the live has started, then it's not giving me very good options to exactly work with it. But like I say, if you guys think it's better to be on the other direction there, we will make sure it's switched back that way the next time. See what this is doing. Q&A, it doesn't have the poll. But it doesn't let me see the chat that way. Yeah, it's just something new. Like I said, I can barely run it the old way, so we'll give her a try. So what's new with you, Doctor Who? Anything going on? Hello, Fraggle Rock. Well, that is good. Did you put any videos on yet? You've been saying you're going to make videos all evening. How many have you got on there? Well, just let me go and check. None. I got you one new subscriber. Not tonight. It is very, very windy out there. I'm surprised the door has not blown back open yet, but we are getting some pretty good breezes here. Did you pop in last night? I had 3 hours worth of fire out there. Nope. Feels like it's going to, but they're not calling for anything until like 1 o'clock tomorrow, which will be all right with me. You can see the curtains moving in the background there. The wind is picking up. I got to be careful with the door cracked open, no screen there, and I did have a squirrel come in one night. At 8 last night? Yeah, I think I did. I think I started at 8:30, done till 9:30, then a 9 to 10:30, then a 10:30 till 11. So we were out there kind of late. And the fire was still going when I came in. I think that's what I should have done last night, was catch up on some sleep. But back up at 6 this morning. Yeah, I had to take my flags completely down out there. They just 2 in a row, completely ripped. There's nothing like a wild squirrel when it comes into the room. The teeth all better now? Everything going good for you? And what type of job would you be looking for? No, but I've had a squirrel in here before, Fraggle. I just didn't want another one. Warehousing? I used to love to do that. Several years loading trucks and moving merchandise. A whole year of it was on midnight shift, and man, that was a dream job. It didn't pay much, but I enjoyed it. I think that's the only job I ever had where I went a year straight without missing any time at all. I also liked doing security a lot when I was younger. That's something I would definitely go back into now, armed security. I don't want to be in a car or a truck anymore, kind of pinned in. I'd rather be in a facility. I pulled quite a few shifts watching the guarding the gold at Fort Knox, Kentucky. Yep, I worked about 3 months for the UPS and I said no more. I had one crappy boss. I'm telling you that. I did Fraggle, but then I bit it back. I used to have three people from Minnesota that they all three were used to hang out in the lives. They were all three UPS drivers. I think about a 65-pound catfish one time when I was younger, but it was in a pay lake. We ate a lot of squirrels when I was a kid. If I killed it, we'd eat it. One of my favorite pastimes. Every day after school, I would come home, straight for the shotgun, straight to the woods. Absolutely, Fraggle. You've never ate a squirrel? We've ate squirrel, rabbit, raccoon, groundhog, almost every kind of bird out there. Yeah, you sound like a city slicker. Vole? Never heard of vole. I know groundhog and bear are both pretty greasy and gritty. Yeah, I never tried that. Nothing smaller than a squirrel. Good sized rabbits. They must be pretty small. I mean, I know people who eat muskrat and weasel. Well, most of them around here are black. You very seldom see a red squirrel, but we had down home, we had red squirrel, gray squirrel. Same with the foxes. I almost paid my way through high school by trapping foxes, and back then they paid pretty good money. I have no idea what they bring in now per pelt, but back in the day they were sometimes up to $55 a piece. Yeah, I don't know what changes the color of them, but when I moved to Ohio, almost every squirrel here in this city was just black as can be. Very seldom do you see any other color. I always liked Scottsdale. Hopefully you're talking about Arizona. When we were in Phoenix, we always went to Scottsdale. They had some pretty nice golf courses there, but we liked hiking the hills. We was there for about 6 months and then went down to Tucson for almost a year. Pretty nice little town. You got to get out and walk if you're going to be a fisherman, Fraggle. You got to go out and walk those lakes and find those good spots. Yep, down on oh, I can't remember the name of it. Started with a D. It was a very, very big speed trap. Especially when you head down toward Nogales. I forgot what route that was, but nice little casino about halfway down. Of course, owned by the Indians out there, Tahona Ona. Yep. If you want snow in Arizona, definitely go to Flagstaff. It's a little bit too far north for me. I would want to be somewhere around the Tucson area or maybe out toward Nevada, but when you get in those lower counties and you're getting pretty close to the border, getting a lot of traffic coming through there nowadays, foot and by car. Beautiful country out there. If you're into that cactus and mesquite and oh yeah. We stop there on the way out, and then we come back the old Route 66 and just hit part of Arizona there on the corner. Highway 40 that runs along the old Route 66. Some good scenery out there. But I find with this setup here, I have no green screen, so it gives me an overview, or if I want to I always wanted to go out there and work. Fire tower, park ranger, stuff like that, but a lot of people come up missing out in there. All those national parks. I'd hate to get out there and wander around too much and find a body or two. Turn the beat around. Is that where that was filmed? Hello, Cripple Creek. Welcome in, welcome in. Charles, welcome in. Because we are on the computer webcam tonight instead of my phone, Charles. What do you think? Yeah, Doctor Who has already been on to us about that. Said you got to turn your phone sideways now or be on your own computer, I guess. How are things down in Kentucky, Cripple Creek and Charles? That's good. That's good. I got it in my plans, Charles, to if we have to work 410s, I'm definitely going to be in Kentucky on Friday. I had my 8 hours vacation and I went in for 2 hours this morning, so first day is done. But if not, I might just take a vacation day anyhow and still head that way. But I have to be back here Sunday morning to work, so it'll be a quick trip down and back. Pretty nice weather up here, but it is windy right now. How are you doing today, Cripple Creek? Well, you're missing it, man. You got to hit Kentucky. Yes, it was, Fraggle. Yes, it was. Doing good. Thanks for asking.
One thing that absolutely never fails to impress me is how incredible mice are. I hate your
Hello, Jerry Ginger.
completely licked on this one.
How's Jerry today?
I do not understand that. Sexual attitude is devil. I keep 15 PPR on scaffolding and walk around with a problem. I get 3 feet off the ground on the sexual and I can't go. I won't do it. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to do it.
I had pineapple today too. You've been bolfing today, have you? Jerry has combined bowling and golf into a great outdoor activity. Burning, bowling, bolfing. Well, you got to keep the greens down. You don't want your bolfing equipment to get scratched up. Charles, did you get to go fishing last night? The old neck. Stiff. Too bad, too bad. I thought about going today, then I said, nah. Sometimes I just get lazy too. All you got to do is go, Fraggle. All you got to do is go. It's a quiet night. And I really don't like this format because it kind of limits me on what I can do. Oh. I have to turn on both screens. Which beach? Take her down to Tampa there, Clearwater Beach. That's one of my favorites down in Florida. Or over to Virginia Beach, was pretty nice last time I was there. Now they got a rain push till 8 o'clock tomorrow night, but it looks like a good Friday and Saturday for a drive. 77 degrees. Headed for Kentucky. We hope. How long is it going to be, Falcon, before you make it back? Well, you have to find you a place to camp first. Depending on where you're at, you say you're in New Jersey, Fraggle? Have to find you some public land out there that you're able to spend the night on and actually have a fire. I mean, a fire is not a necessity to camp, but for me, it's the fun part. And Falcon, when do you get another leave? And I don't know how fast you guys are answering, but it seems like the feedback is pretty slow. Well, you can always rough it there and go bush radical and don't take a tent. Just an old cheap tarp, some rope, some string. That's all you need. Find you a cave, make sure there's not a bear in it. Cajun Riviera. Well, we've been to New Orleans quite a few times. Drove past Baton Rouge, but we never did stop. We're definitely going to find us some haunted places, as they say down there. I just looked, it said 77 degrees both days. I see some rain coming through Hopkinsville in lower Tennessee there. But that's today. Yep. Rain on Tuesday, but it doesn't give me a 7-day forecast. Yep, by noon tomorrow, you will be drenched in water. Yeah, Clearwater or Daytona. I don't like to go much further south than Lake Wells. Yeah, Ryan Hall, y'all. Be crossing Lexington. Yeah, about 11:30 or 12 tomorrow. It says you guys are going to get a big storm. It looked like it's well. By the time you hit Lexington, it's covered half of Kentucky and all of Tennessee, so it's pretty huge. That's usually the way it goes. If I head south, I bring the rain with me where it meets me down there.
When I got here almost 2 weeks ago, there was also a refrigeration you could walk. Big drifts and snow in the woods, everywhere you look. I could see all kinds of food cold.
Well, if you want it, you won't get it. So everybody wish for rain, and that's when all the snakes are out, Fraggle. Snakes and bears. Of course, there's worse things than that. You got coyotes, and you probably got mountain lions, maybe some cougars and bobcats, fleas, ticks, leeches, large lizards, lots of snakes. Snakes are good for the place, Charles. Yeah, I'm pretty small. You must have got into a bunch of the baby ones. Keep mice, a lot of little insects, other snakes. Yep. I'm more worried about the water moxicans. Oh, yeah. Plenty venomous snakes here. Copperheads. I can't remember the name of it, but some kind of little, it's like a yellow and green snake. Yeah, I've come across a few rattlers in my life, but mostly down in Kentucky. Up here, mostly we got moxicans and copperheads, and man, what is the name of that snake? Time I look it up, or I'll find it. Rat snake. That's what I was thinking. Rat snake, timber rattler, eastern copperheads, and what is he? What is he there? The ringneck snake. I've never heard that, Charles. Yeah, them racers used to be bad down in Kentucky. Pretty quick, pretty quick. And I know those little ringnecks, they used to be in the barn with the old black snakes. They weren't too bad. I think they're mostly more afraid of you than they are of them, but they definitely could spook a horse. Nope, not to my knowledge. I have never been bitten, Fraggle, by a snake. It's a pretty slow night, but it is a Monday night. People are probably gearing up right for work. We've had 18 different people swing through. That's the good thing about this one. It will tell me how many people has come through the live. 18, and we've held 5 for the longest amount of time, which is good. But it still doesn't tell me any new subscribers. Yeah. Yeah, the big spiders. What's the old one, Charles, there? The brown recluse? Recluse? Will bite you one night, and 2 or 3 days later, then your skin starts to rotten away. The bigger ones I'm not afraid as much of because they're easier to smash, but those little brown ones, baby. Bite you, then go away. Scorpions, not for me either. There's 2 types of king snakes, I guess, huh? There's a lot of those ring snakes, but my dad always says, kill them all, except for those little green ones that we always found in the garden. But Dad would always grab them by the tail and whip them like a snap and pop their heads off. But I've chased them in out of the yard with a hoe or an axe or a stick, beating and banging them. And every once in a while, the only snakes I see is when they're crawling across the road, when it starts to warm up in the mornings. The little green ones crack it like a whip, and his head would go flying off. Crack that whip. Oh well, I kind of like this here version of the live, but I wish it could be done on the outside. That would be even better. No, they hibernate pretty good. Charles, have you found any mushrooms or Cripple Creek? Do you look for wild mushrooms? I think they're pretty much about over with down south, ain't they? Do. Do you have a lot of timber on the farm, Cripple Creek, or is it all farmland mostly? Gonna need some shade if we bring that camper down and hang out. Both? That's good. I found a couple little spots there just inside of Carter County, but and I would maybe the wrong kind of snakes, but yeah, I didn't know. I thought about hitting the caves this weekend if I make it down there, but it'd be a quick trip around the campgrounds to check out those group camping areas down there. And I don't think they have done any work over there since I camped there the last time, but I know the electrical boxes and stuff were on the wrong side of the campers, and water lines you had to hook 2 or 3 hoses together. Some of them were 150 feet away. Wrong kind of mushrooms, Fraggle. Wrong kind of mushrooms. I want the good healthy mushrooms to eat, not to buzz on. Poor kids, poor kids. Well, I hate cutting her short, but we had been an hour. And it just alerted me that rain is on the way for Kentucky folk. But I'm going to say good night for now, and I'm sure I will be on around 7 a.m. in the morning. So 10 more hours. We'll try it again, and we'll do a little drive-through. Maybe just a 30-minute in the morning, but we'll see how the night goes. Seems like most of my overseas subscribers come through after midnight, and that's when I get most of my watch time too. So thank you for the hearts, whoever sent those. But I will say adios, amigos, for now. And Falcon, Cripple Creek, Charles, Fraggle Rock, Doctor Who, if you're still with us in here. I think he is already gone. I'm say ta-ta for now, and see you soon. You too, guys. Be safe out there.